The delightful Mia Muse is here, and yes, nothing intended by that Cliff Richard song.
Oh, thank you. I thought it was lovely, Mike.
It was, but it wasn't for you. Anyway, welcome to 101. First of all, congratulations for finding us. Always a result.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And, you know, we were just chatting there about your love for all things Logan, and you know this area really well, don't you?
I do love Logan, and I was just letting you know that before I had a wonderful friend of mine who was from here, and I spent a lot of time here, and then I also had a friend of mine that was actually called Logan, and lost him some time ago. And so Logan actually has a very special place in my heart. I always feel like I'm going in the right direction if I can spend a bit of time in Logan.
Yeah, well, your direction's been, the only way I can describe it is astronomical. I mean, not only have you done stuff here in Australia, but the USA career as well.
I've spent a lot of time in the US, and they've been wonderful to me. The time that I've spent is mostly in unusual places. I have been through Hollywood and performed there, and it was great crowds. However, most of my time has been in Arizona and Colorado.
Okay.
So mountains, west and then southwest, and they've been wonderful to me. I've been able to perform in amazing spaces.
How did that come about? I mean, did you approach them? Did somebody pick you up? How did it work?
It's actually been... It's an interesting tale. When I was in my 20s, I actually went out to the States, and I was actually managing a restaurant over there. And I wanted to stay, but I wasn't actually able to get a skilled workers visa at the time. And so I came back, lived some life in Australia, and I qualified in music. And then I was able to go back to the place where I was known, and I had a lot of wonderful friends there. And so they received me, and I ended up being able to, establish a lot of my career out there. I've been really lucky to have their support there.
Yeah,
wonderful folks.
And you need that backing. I always say you need a support network, especially in this. It's the toughest industry in the world.
It is not easy.
and I very often, in fact, we've got a fellow who's appearing on The Voice this coming week. He'll be coming on very soon. And I often look at these youngsters that, they get thrown into the limelight very quickly, and then 3 months later, can you remember who they were?
Yeah.
Whereas what you've done is you've served your apprenticeship, you've gone through the right channels, and here you are.
Yeah.
First song we got lined up, it's a song called Breakdown. Now, I always say this to every single performer, because there's always a story. So what's the story behind this one, Mia?
Well, actually, there was a friend of mine in Sydney who is the composer of this track, and we used to play music together way back in the day, and he actually approached me with this track, and I started writing it when I was on the Fraser Coast, and I've been through a lot of things, as we all have, especially during COVID and whatnot, and I had some real struggles, and so I started to conceptualize these struggles into a song, and it became Breakdown, and it definitely reflects some tough times that I think that others maybe be able to relate to. Just life can really get on top of us sometimes.
It certainly can, and I think that affects absolutely everybody. Singing live in the studio, first time this very morning, the delightful Mia Muse.
Breakdown in this town. I got 2 hearts and a knuckle down. Break time, it's time. I try to get right with me, alright. Chase me out, I doubt that I'll be back again. I'm tapped so tight, I'm getting off this ride. You might decide to follow me, and that's fine. An endless, humorless day, existence in a foray, with high tide down south for the summer. Can I escape my own fate? Oh, breakdown in this town. I got 2 hearts and a knuckle down. Break time, it's time. I try to get right with me, alright. Chase me out, I doubt that I'll be back again. I'm tapped so tight, I'm getting off this ride. You might decide to follow me, and that's fine. Whoa, oh, yeah. Break down in this town, I got two hearts and a knuckle down. Break time, it's time, I try to get right with me, alright. Test me out, I doubt that I'll be back again. I'm tapped so tight, I'm getting off this ride. You might decide to follow me and that's fine. And in this humorless day, existence in a foray, yeah. With high tide down south for the summer, can I escape my own fate? Yeah. Oh. Break down in this town, I got two hearts and a knuckle down. Break time, it's time, I try to get right with me, alright. Chase me out, I doubt that I'll be back again. I'm tapped so tight, I'm getting off this ride. You might decide to follow me and that's fine. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Absolutely brilliant, singing live in the studio, the delightful Mia Muse, and she will be back with a little bit more, but that'll catch her breath in just about 4 minutes from now.
Logan City's 101, more music breakfast, the latest news, latest traffic, and Logan City's best music mix. Wake up the right way, weekdays from 5. Logan City's 101.
What is palliative care? It helped Mum feel well enough to say her goodbyes before going on that trip she'd always dreamed of.
It gave us time to make plans.
I still do.
And some new memories.
I now declare you married. Again. It gave me the chance to do more of the things I enjoy the most with my best friend.
Palliative care. It's more than you think. Visit morethanyoutthink.org.au or talk to your healthcare professional.
The new team at the White House Waterford have brought a brand new dining experience to the people of Logan with a delicious, extensive a la carte menu at pub prices. The White House Waterford serves lunch from 11 a.m. and dinner from 5 p.m. Tuesday to Sunday. There's a great breakfast from 7 a.m. Friday to Sunday. After your meal, take a stroll through the lovely gardens of the White House Waterford, 9 to 11 Nerang Street. Call our sponsor on 0472 904 589 or like them on Facebook.
Simply Better Care, station sponsor, is an NDIS provider here in Logan City. We provide a high level of quality care with experienced carers for all situations to ensure you live a more enjoyable and satisfying life. We're here to help you with daily life, community service, community nursing and supported home accommodation. Let's talk about what you need help with and how we can make it better for you. We're Simply Better Care, and all it takes is a simple phone call. 3445 5733. 3445 5733.
Imagine a world where the library is always open, where books, knowledge and inspiration are just a tap away. Welcome to the Logan Libraries app, your free digital gateway to a world of endless possibilities. Dive into a treasure trove of ebooks, audiobooks, movies, magazines and so much more. Stay in the loop on the latest releases, what's on, popular titles and captivating stories. Download the Logan Libraries app today. Search Logan Libraries on the App Store or Google Play.
Sponsor.
It's the Monday Morning Show right here on 101 FM, and we pride ourselves on this show in bringing you the best live performers. Today is no different. We say delightful because she is. Mia Muse is here, and that last song was fantastic. And I just before we go on to the next one, I want to briefly talk about some of the other things. You're not just involved in music.
Sure.
The voluntary work that you do for Brisbane City Council, Homeless Connect, all of this kind of stuff.
Yes.
Clearly, it's a passion of yours.
It is. I'm really glad that you brought that up. Thank you. It's actually been a bit of a passion project for me to support Homeless Connect for Brisbane City Council, and I was a bit gutted with the last round. I wasn't able to break the border; it was disallowed, and but I had another friend sort of fill in my place, and so I've spent a couple of years showing up at Doomben Racecourse, and they do a wonderful event. There's a fantastic gentleman out there called Chris Murder, and he actually runs this event, and they will put on free sort of hairdressing and clothing drives. They'll basically connect people to services that they want to connect to, feed them, and then give them a wonderful arena where they can just feel safe for the day and have some live entertainment. And I always find that one of the most rewarding performances that I can possibly do is to perform my real songs to the real people who are just doing it tough. And I always have people come out of the woodworks, and it can be sort of slightly awkward because a lot of people have issues, and even I have PTSD at this point, and it's difficult to sort of approach people, but there's always people that come up to me and just thank me for sharing those stories, and it's just amazing.
And we were talking about it off the air just now, and it's 2023, and to think of how many people, and I was chatting to Bert Van Man and the MP about it this morning, people in full-time work, can't find anywhere to live, they're living on the streets, they're living in cars, living in tents. It's wrong. It's
a really sad condition that's happening in this country, and I feel that we really should be a lot more proactive about it. It's a lot of it has to do, I believe, with mental illness and people who aren't able to process themselves into the systems which we have readily set out. And there's a lot of people that will say, there's a system there for them, there's money there for them, there's things that they can access, but they can't access those things. They have too much difficulty, or they have a disability, or they're just terrified. Yeah. And so it's up to us to start reaching out to these people and saying, look, do you need a hand? How can I help you out? And I think it's an amazing cause.
And I love the fact that you're using your music, you're using your live appearances as a platform to promote and make people need to be aware of what's going on.
Thank you. I completely agree. And I'll just, if you don't mind, I'll just tell you one thing about. I spent some time in Arizona as well, and I met some of the homeless community down there. And there was a gentleman who I met, and he was a specialist in his field, and he'd become homeless. And he said to me, Mia, anybody can become homeless.
It's true.
And it's one of the most profound things I've ever heard. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand.
Well, again, when we're chatting about this, nobody deliberately sets out to become a homeless person.
Absolutely.
And, there's all sorts of circumstances, from relationship breakdown, financial issues and whatever. But, good on you for doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Keep flying that flag.
I will.
So, we've already heard one performance from you, and this one is called, quite appropriately, Leaving My New Home. What's the story here, Mia?
I suppose it's become a little bit of a mantra of mine. I have moved from place to place for so many years that I can't even count. And, I settle into a place and things are going well, and then, it's sort of time to move on. And so I think that a lot of people can also relate if they have, had transient living or had to move a lot. And so, I think the key to this song is home. It's when you create a space that you feel comfortable with, and then you sort of take yourself out of that space and the journey that comes with that.
Beautiful description. Singing live for the second time this morning in the studio here at 101. The song is called Leaving My New Home. Mia Muse.
Journeying by a bus and car, she made a plan to see how very far, roaming, wandering just like she's done before. A wicked history of leaving all alone. Oh, true to the letter of the law. A unique history of where she's been before. So quit insinuating that we need a cause. Our living history is just so difficult. Ooh, 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 ooh. Leaving my new home. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. On the other side, another beating heart. He always has to disagree with everyone, but really in his mind he doesn't want to lose. And so emotional rhetoric will ensue. Oh, why don't you be like her or him?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
closing in and waiting is a chore. I can't believe I got to do what I did before. Although I'm not as young and need a little oil, reminiscing through a life that's felt like war. Ooh, 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 leaving my new home. Ooh, 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 soon I'll be alone. Ooh, 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 fascinate me, please. Ooh, 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 encourage me to leave. Oh, true to the letter of the law, a unique history of where she's been before. So quit insinuating that we need a cause. Our living history is just so difficult. Ooh, 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 leaving my new home. Ooh, 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 soon I'll be alone. Hey! Oh!
Do we bring you the best guests on the show? It's a rhetorical question. Of course we do. Mia, that was fantastic.
Thank you so much.
I say this to every artist that comes in here. It's morning. You're not used to singing in the morning.
That's so right.
We're in an air-conditioned studio. It's totally different to performing live, and you knocked it out of the park. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Mike.
If people want to find out more about you, where do they get you?
Well, they can go to my website, which is miamuze.com, miamuze.com.
Z, yes, that Z's important, isn't it?
It's very, very important because I have been Mia Muse for quite a while, but unfortunately, if you type in an S, you're going to get a sex shop, Mike.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're going to have any musical joy. So
I don't think you will.
when you're looking for me, please, MIAMUZE. I also ask that you have a look at YouTube and subscribe to Mia Muse, and also Marquee Music Presents. That's where my album is, and all the songs have their own unique video clip of places across Australia and America.
I've seen some of the videos. They're really quirky.
Thank you.
They're just good fun. And,
yeah. Just slice of real life.
Yeah, and
Bits
it's
and
amazing
pieces.
what you can shoot on a mobile phone.
That's
it's
right.
just fabulous. So thank you so much for giving your time up this morning.
Thanks
for doing what you do for the community as well. It's so much appreciated. And I'll say to you, as we say to many of our performers, we'd love to have you back later on in the year.
That is the best offer I've ever heard. Thank you so much, Mike. It's been a pleasure.
There you are. So there, if you missed any of the details, you want to find out more a little bit about the fabulous Mia Muse, just give us a call, 3808 8101, and we will give you all the details.